listening to the Black Don't Crack podcast. My name is Queen.
And my name is Logic.
Join us as we celebrate Black Canadian culture, resilience, and each other.
Black Don't Crack.
Yes, y'all. Welcome to the 4th episode of the Black Don't Crack podcast, where we celebrate various intersections of our experiences right here in Toronto.
This episode, we have the privilege of interviewing a Ghanaian-born, Toronto-based visual artist, community health worker, and founder of Freedom Fridayz. This artist has a passion for creating safe spaces which are conducive to love, learning, laughter, and endless possibilities. He is well known for his use of vibrant, warm colors and free brushstrokes in depicting narratives of Black love and beauty. As a professional artist, he's been able to build a successful art career and have the honor of having his work featured in multiple galleries across Ontario, Miami, New York, and Atlanta. We have Kofi Frempong, y'all, so stick around.
Black Don't Crack.
Freedom. I'm just trying to get in your arms tonight. I know it's cold out here. I know it all, please have no fear.
Havaya, look, I ain't even flagged up. Nope. I ain't even ganged up. Mighty gang, no handguns. I don't need your handcuffs. Black skin on the back spin, cause they don't understand us. A narrative abandoned, replaced with propaganda. I disentangle all these messes. Hard to handle all these stresses. You have the right to remain silent, but then they cancel all these blessings.
Black Don't Crack.
Okay. You just heard a Fresh 16 man from Toronto's very own, via Nigeria though, Toby. And that was the Toronto remix featuring Havaya Mighty, Shad K, Jazz Cartier. And yo, to hear the full version of the Toronto remix, check the description for more information. And don't forget to follow Black Don't Crack TO.
Before our featured interview, let me hit you with some little known history with some quick Black facts.
Black Don't Crack.
This is a quick Black fact so that the presence of our people are documented and shown. Let the people know. This is a quick Black fact.
Hi everyone, I'm Little Queen and this is your quick Black fact. In 1608, the first Black person documented to have set foot on Canadian lands is Mathieu de Costa. He was a free man who was hired as an interpreter for Samuel de Champlain. He is remembered and celebrated as a skilled interpreter, and he lived in Port Royal, Nova Scotia for a short time. A plaque to honor his life and time spent there has been placed on a monument at the Port Royal National Historical Site. And this was your quick Black fact.
Let the people know. This is a quick Black fact.
Hey, welcome back to the Black Don't Crack podcast.
Yeah.
Who do we have on the line today?
Who do we got, man? Introduce yourself.
Hey. Kofi Frempong, Ghana-born, Toronto-raised visual artist.
All right,
man. Welcome to the Black Don't Crack podcast, man.
Thank you.
So Kofi, I have seen and purchased your art, and it is profound, it is vibrant, it is Black excellence. Tell us a little bit about how you got started, like, you know, what motivated you to become an artist, those type of things.
In terms of art, like I always tell the story. I fell in love with it at the age of 5, just watching my dad doodle. Mm-hmm. And then fast forward to the future. I guess for the longest time, for most of my life, I've been afraid of painting. I could draw really well, but I didn't think I could paint to save my life. About maybe like 7 years ago, I started this community event called Freedom Fridayz.
Freedom Fridayz.
Mm-hmm. West End.
What I was trying to promote and preach, aside from, you know, building safe spaces that were conducive to love, learning, and laughter, I also wanted people to get outside of their comfort zone so that they can grow, right? Mm-hmm. And for me to preach that and not be able to do it myself, I thought that was a little bit hypocritical. So Oh, also prior to that, I took about like 6-7 years off of art. So for me to get back into it, but to do something that was outside of my comfort zone is, was a must. So my first painting was in front of a crowd of about like 500 plus people. And like within the first 10 minutes of doing that, that's when I developed my painting process. And then from there, I started my career, and it's just been really good after since.
Nothing but growth. Nothing but growth. I love it. I've been watching it and celebrating it. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. So I have a question. So, like, speaking of, transforming your art into a career, like, like what did that transition look like? Because I know a lot of artists, have talent, and then how do we, transform that into a business? So I guess, like, what were some of your, like, I guess, initial opportunities and steps that you took?
It almost feels like a blur when I think about it, because I really had a 3-year plan. Year one was to like really focus on building my skills as an artist, because I took so many years off. Year two was supposed to be promoting myself and getting my name out there, and in year three, that was the time where I would spend selling pieces and getting into galleries and exhibits and all of that stuff. Funny enough, all that stuff happened within the first year.
Wow.
Amazing.
My skills like drastically improved within the first year. And because I was sharing my work on social media, the promotion and growth kind of just happened on its own. And I definitely have to acknowledge the support that I've been getting from the different communities in Toronto, which allowed me to expand to the States, is amazing. So I guess self-made is something that speaks to me working on my craft, but I would never claim self-made as in like I'm the one that put myself on the map, because my career is basically coming from the support of the different communities.
Word. So in like discussions of community, because that is always the reoccurring theme. What was the best part you would say of like community involvement, like in regards to like supports for you or supports that you've been able to provide to community?
The best part, I guess, being able to connect with people. And as an artist, like you want to create things that reach people and touch people. And a lot of the stories that I get of how people connect to my art, I think that's one of the most rewarding parts of it.
Word. So I love your art, but one other thing that is like my absolute favorite on your page is when you request for people to ask you questions so that you can give them bad advice. I love it.
Speak on that a little more, man.
That
sounds like really interesting.
Yeah, so like, well, how did you come up with that? How did that come about?
Okay, so for me, like, in anything that I do, like career-wise, business-wise, I need to be myself 100%. So I don't want to put on, a business person's hat to do the work that I do and then take it off at night. When I work in the community, I want to be the same person. So with my art, with my marketing, it's not strenuous because I'm myself 100%. So if it means making corny jokes where I'm the only one that's laughing, if it means engaging people in like either deep conversation or just like foolishness, like that's basically where it's coming from.
Yeah, I love it. I've gotten some really great bad advice from Kofi.
Well, speaking of advice, but more so on the positive aspect, I'm curious to know, like, what are some of your, I guess, methods of like self-care? Like when you're going through a stressful day or period in life, like what do you do to, I guess, support like healthy mental health?
Oh man, a bunch of stuff. So definitely, sometimes it's all about just being alone and just kicking it by myself and doing absolutely nothing. Other times I'm spending time with my kids, not necessarily teaching them how to do art, but just doing it with them, or just sitting there while they, do their thing, but being in their company, kicking it with my wife, or finding myself in spaces that I feel are safe spaces. So, like my circle of friends, we have a culture of support, and the way that we speak to each other, the way that we support each other, I think those spaces are really conducive to just being yourself and, being in a place where you're not constantly under attack.
Mm-hmm.
So finding myself in those spaces, definitely. I love basketball, so that's definitely a source of self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, obviously, painting. Just painting and listening to music.
So would you consider those like rituals or activities you do to ground yourself, or is there something specific? Like for me, like when I have to ground myself, I do deep breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, do you have any like activity that you do to ground yourself when you're feeling like overwhelmed or anything like that?
I never really thought about it. I sometimes just stop.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I think you kind of answered that question too, because when it comes to grounding, I like what you said about spending time with like your wife, your kids, spending time alone. I think those things ground me, because I totally relate with that too. Like when I'm with my kids, I feel really like grounded and centered and holistic and whatnot. And
yeah, exactly.
Usually, what we like to do at the end of the interview is ask our interviewee. To leave us with like some positive words, some positive affirmations. So what do you want to leave us with today?
Just that I actually got a few.
Okay.
I think it's really important for people to recognize that creating art, creativity is a divine responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of whatever religion you follow, like I think just life itself, like I feel like we're all given the gift of creativity, and you just gotta find what your medium is and use it to heal yourself, because we're constantly under attack in this world, but also like heal the world as well. And once you're able to do that, like I think it really helps towards living a better life, not just for you, but also for your community.
Yeah.
Another thing that I would say too is like I know a lot of people. There's things that they want to do in their careers to follow their passion, but a lot of people tend to wait for everything to be perfect before they make that first move.
Right.
And I know that we're all different, but I guess what works for me, if anybody can try it out, that's all I can say. It's just like every day, just do something really small to move you further. Before you know it, like a year will pass by, and the things that you weren't able to accomplish earlier on, you'll find that out of nowhere, like like you've developed these new skills or this new knowledge, and you're in a better place than you were like a year ago.
Black dope, crack.
This Black-owned business is brought to you by BuyBlocks.com.
Mama's Life products are all natural health and beauty aids, ranging from natural raw and scented shea butter to black soaps, lip balm, perfume oils, shampoos, and deodorants. For more information, visit mamaslifeproducts.com.
Black dope, crack.
All right. And that concludes our 4th episode for the Black Don't Crack podcast. I want to give a shout out, to Kofi for coming through and blessing us with some insights and just a little, splice into his world. And also want to big him up for his community work as well, because, right now we need community more than ever. The last week of May has been pretty crazy, not just here in Toronto, but abroad. Anti-Black racism is running rampant. Senseless violence and killing is running rampant. And, we really got to pull together and find a way to continue this conversation, continue the awareness, continue the advocacy.
We are a community that seems to always be in mourning. And I really hope all of you are taking care of yourselves, taking care of each other, uplifting each other, and speaking out against the injustices that are happening in our community. I hope that together we are able to impact change. I hope together we are able to heal.
Yes, most definitely. Healing definitely needs to take place. We need to get back and be reminded of the essence of humanity. I know that myself and Queen steadily create places and spaces for dialogue and conversation. So if there's anybody who would like to continue this and to want to reach out to us, please let us know. Hit us up at Black Don't Crack TO. Condolences to the Regis, Korchinski, Paquette family, and also condolences to Houdini's family. I know there's a lot of grieving, a lot of pain going on. And, man, we just got to do better, man. We got to stop the violence. So we're going to leave you with Houdini's, myself. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Black don't crack.
I don't need you, all I needed myself. I wasn't asking nobody for help. She wanted me cause her name ringing bells. Designer the jeans, so designer the belt. You wildin' on me, never nobody else. Got a bit on my hip and nobody could tell. Before I grew up, I just wanted to sell. I'm independent, I'm good by myself. I don't need you, all I needed myself. I wasn't asking nobody for help. She wanted me cause her name ringing bells. Designer the jeans, so designer the belt. You wildin' on me, never nobody else. Got a bit on my hip and nobody could tell. Before I grew up, I just wanted to sell. I'm independent, I'm good by myself. You know the world got me living this hell. You hear the stain in the jewelry fell. Riding around in LA with a cow. I cut her off, she was up in my cell. They was complaining, man, we had a smell. I got them mad and they wanted to tell. This be the gas, not the one up in shell. I'm in the G and I'm coolin' with real. Grew up in the hood, so I'm keeping it real. Popping up bands and they wanted to feel. Free all my dogs, couldn't get in the pill. Sipping on tech and they came in the seal. He in the hood and he don't gotta steal. I got a box for the free with a steal. Wondering how I keep up with these meals. Wondering how I'ma get me a deal. I don't need you, all I needed myself. I wasn't asking nobody for help. She wanted me cause her name ringing bells. Designer the jeans, so designer the belt. You wildin' on me, never nobody else. Got a bit on my hip and nobody could tell. Before I grew up, I just wanted to sell. I'm independent, I'm good by myself.
Black don't crack. Black don't crack. Black don't